Greetings and welcome to an LGR blurb. This is the Megaluminum monster, and it's a machine that I put together a couple weeks ago or something at this point. The video just went up on LGR, and I thought it came together pretty well, but there were a few things that I wanted to address, and then some things that came up in the comments as well that you folks suggested that might make sense to, update or change or add to it or swap or whatever, man. A lot of ideas, and that's one reason I like putting these projects together, is because it really is, in a way, kind of a collaborative thing. And I don't know, it's just fun. I could make these kind of videos forever. Maybe I will. But anyway, this is just one of them. So yeah, this all came together, as you might have seen in that video. If you didn't, I suggest watching it first, because there's a lot of context. This is really the follow-up to the original Lazy Green Giant. It's a lot of the same components, but the whole idea of that build, and really the build that was based on, going back to like the mid-2000s, was just to have a project box for Windows 98 gaming. And it's evolved into a billion things over the years, and this is just the latest iteration. It's a project box. It's mostly what I use for like capturing things in LGR. And that's about it. It's not like the ultimate fastest or the best or just whatever. It's just components that I know that I'm going to be using a lot in a certain way for LGR things, and also for a little bit of fun here and there too in between. I've got other computers that I use honestly for more fun. This is this one though. All right, so anyway, what did I change? What have we done to it? Well, for one thing, this SCSI to SD card reader adapter interface thing, the cable that I had wasn't long enough. It had a 50-pin internal cable in there. It was like 3 or 4 inches short. So I just got one of these extension cables for it and added that in there and made that happen. There you go. The other cables that I had actually were long enough, but they were themselves extensions. I didn't realize that at the time, and so I just grabbed the next longest one when I was making the video and put that in there and thought it would work. But it wouldn't. I didn't take into account like the depth, the length, the longness. Whatever, mistakes, man. It happens. But anyway, it's in there now and looks awesome. Like it's exactly what I want. For the most part, there's something else that I'm considering adding, and that is a internal IDE to SATA interface adapter thing, and then just using like an old SSD that I have for just the operating system part. This is completely unnecessary, but it might be kind of fun. If I do that, then I'll do it. If I don't, whatever. It's just an idea. I've got one of those adapters lying around that I want to do something with. And so then I could leave this here and then just use this for... so the whole reason I'm having this here at all is because on the Lazy Green Giant, I had an SD card adapter on the back, but that was an IDE one, and I couldn't find a front one for IDE, so I moved over to SCSI because I wanted to use that adapter anyway that I had actually bought for an old Mac, and I just want this front convenience. I wanted the SD card in the front so I can, take it out of there, transfer files, whatever. Because for the most part, I don't hook this up to a network, and transferring files from CDs and DVDs and discs are stupid. I just don't want to do that. Another thing that I changed, though, is the drive here. This is now a DVD-ROM, and that's another thing that I meant to do, but when I was over in storage, I just picked up the wrong drive because they were all encased in, like, anti-static bags and whatnot. And I thought for sure the one I picked up was a DVD drive. I mean, they look pretty much the same, but you know what? I just didn't pay attention. So this is the one that I actually wanted. It's in there now. It's just a DVD drive, but it's nice because in addition to what the CDs, just reading CDs, it'll also read CDRs and RWs very well. And, it's a convenience thing, that's all. I don't really plan on playing DVDs on here. There's no DVD-ROM games. Well, there's a couple for Windows 98, like Claw or something. Captain Claw is nice to play on here, but I've already reviewed that, so who cares? Let's see, what else? What else did I change? Oh yeah, I added this little light here so that when it's like doing a thing, it lights up red, which is good because it was not lighting up at all before. And that's because in that SCSI to SD interface, the little header, well, there was no header for the hard disk LED connection. It had the, holes. So I just needed to take a 2-pin little thingy and snip that off and then literally just solder it in there. I mean, it was as simple as that. It's just 2 pins. It really doesn't matter what you choose to put in there, just as long as it can get some kind of a connection. And, you know, there you go. Just 2 little holes soldered in there, and pins are in place, and you plug it in, and there you go. As long as the polarity for that light is correct, and it's all good. And so now it lights up red, and I like it. I didn't actually know that it lit up red. I thought it'd be like yellow or something, but no, it's red. It's really cool. In fact, when it's kind of dark, or, you know, I was playing around with this at like 2 a.m. the other night, you can see that it sort of lights up red and blue, and it gets kind of reddish blue purple effect. I don't know. It's neat at night. Just one of the many things about this computer that I rather enjoy. Let's see. I changed something else in here. I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah. There was the cards themselves just sort of being in a weird position. I didn't really think about this when assembling it, but I shouldn't have put that Aureal Vortex sound card right up against the Voodoo 3, because that thing does run hot. I don't have a fan installed on it. Honestly, I've never needed one. I've had that Voodoo 3 running in this box, or various iterations of it, for 15 years almost. It's fine, you know, I've never had any problems with it overheating, but it does run hot. Don't want to make it worse or anything. So I moved that card down into another PCI slot, really shuffled all the cards around. So now there are 2 free PCI slots right below the Voodoo 3, and I think that, if anything, will make it a little bit easier in the future to drop in other cards and such in here, because this is a project box. I'm always swapping out cards, so that's nice. Makes that a little better to look at, and hopefully slightly better in terms of heat distribution. Maybe I'll add a fan to that Voodoo 3. I'm not in any rush. Like I said, it's been working fine for 15 years, you know, knock on fake wood, but there you go. It is what it is. Actually, I think this is like particle wood or something with a laminate. I don't know. All I know is it's really cheap. It was like 25 bucks. I did something. Oh, the fans. The fans. So people were wondering, why didn't I hook up the fan like to the other motherboard header that's in there? Well, that's because it was a 4-pin fan, and that header is 3 pins. I just needed to get an adapter, so I grabbed an adapter out of storage, and there you go. Plugged that fan in on the back. That is a Noctua Redux, I believe, is what we determined it was. It was like those boxes that I got with this case. There were 3 of them, and inside those boxes were other fans, and I wrongfully assumed those were like old Noctuas or something. They were not. Those were originally the fans that came with this case, I guess from the factory, and the previous owner swapped them out and put the old fans in the Noctua boxes and whatever. Again, wasn't paying attention. So thanks for pointing that out in the comments, because, yeah, I just assumed that like older Noctua fans look stupid, but turns out, no, they don't. They still looked awesome, and they are still awesome. And so the Noctua fans are in there running now, just the back one. There's 2 here. I haven't plugged those in yet because I'm actually thinking about plugging in a fan controller. Let me see if it's, I think it's over here. This is what this channel's for. Not giving a crap. So yeah, I'm thinking of putting this thing in there. I've had this for a little bit. Musketeer 2 by Cooler Master System Dynamics Detector. It's just a silly thing, but it's silver. I think this is the silver one. Ooh, haven't checked. I don't know. It also came in black, but anyway, it kind of looks like what it does. You know, like fan controller, hard disk indicator, sound. Crap. This is the silver one, but this is not the one that does fans. Oh, never mind. I still want to do something with this, but I guess not that. So that only shows like that's what I'm thinking. There's a lot of these things from Cooler Master. This is the one that has VU meters. That's right. I bought this when I did the video on that thermal take stupid thing, whatever it was, with the flames in front, the Guy Fieri thing. It had VU meters, whatever. These are supposed to be VU meters that are actually like actual ones, proper. And it's got a little hard disk activity thing or something. I do have a fan controller from them as well, somewhere. So anyway, it seems like I did something else to this. What did I do? I don't know. I guess nothing. I mean, tweaked around some software or whatever. But I mean, like, I'm always doing that. Birds outside. People texting me. What is all this garbage? Too much activity. That's not video. I guess that was it. I mean, some folks were concerned about, like, I think the USB or something was conflicting with the graphics card. Nothing's conflicting, man. Everything is fine. Like I said in the video, the build video, this is the only one that was conflicting with something else. It wasn't conflicting. It just couldn't find the resources, so I just disabled it, and it's fine because the all-real, not the all-real, the AW32 has a joystick, whatever, which I use for MIDI output as well. I was screwing around with a noodler, little synthesizer. Well, it's not a synth. It's more of a sequencer. It's a MIDI sequencer, and it's interesting. I posted some Twitter video of that working with this system, just so I can control those sound cards like through their MPU 401, had the MIDI playback. Maybe I'll do a video about that and post it on here too, because I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. It's bothering me. It feels like I did something else to this machine. I guess not. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, DVD drive fixed, SCSI 2SD, mounted properly now with the cable, hard disk LED, cards swapped around, fan connected. That's it for the time being. So hope that you, well, I don't know if I hope that you enjoyed this. I don't care, honestly. Hope that you enjoyed the actual build video. In the meantime, yeah, I'm going to go get working on another episode of Oddware because I've got some things to cover.